Hello everyone. Welcome to Anime Dreams. In today's episode, we're diving back into an intriguing fanfic topic. What if Naruto married Tsunade? Part 2. Disclaimer: the content on this channel is for entertainment and discussion purposes only. I do not own any of the anime footage used in my videos. All rights and credits go to their respective creators and copyright holders. Let's get started. 10 days later, Naruto and his team traversed the treetops, heading toward the Fire Daimyo's residence. Their urgency stemmed from a desire to arrive before Danzo could catch wind of their plan. As they leapt through the trees, Tsunade felt a profound sense of relief. She observed Naruto engaged in conversation with Hinata, his demeanor untroubled despite their swift journey. This situation has resolved a significant concern, Tsunade mused as they touched down and transitioned to walking. Hinata was an ideal match for Naruto. She was endearing, reserved, and, crucially, of his age. Naruto's casual interaction with Hinata contrasted with Tsunade's own mixed feelings, causing a pang in her chest. With Hinata by my side, our mutual feelings will no longer be an issue, Naruto remarked with a strained smile as they walked together. The group's collective relief at being away from the village was palpable, especially given the persistent downpour that had transformed their familiar home into something unrecognizable. How much longer until we reach the Fire Daimyo's location? Shikamaru inquired, breaking the silence. Tsunade turned to address him. We still have approximately 5 days, she replied, her expression one of contentment. The prospect of resolving her difficulties had never felt so promising. She silently thanked the heavens for Hinata and her team. Naruto, however, felt a growing resentment. He found it difficult to accept Tsunade's apparent joy over the resolution of their issues, and a sharp pain gripped his chest, causing him to stumble. Naruto-kun. Naruto-kun. Hinata exclaimed in alarm as the others turned to see him collapsing. The group quickly rushed to his aid, Tsunade among them, her concern evident. Naruto, what's the matter? She asked urgently, reaching out to heal him. Naruto, noticing her concern, brusquely pushed her hand away and stood, brushing himself off. I'm fine, thank you. Let's move, he said curtly, resuming his pace ahead of the group. Although the others assumed he was well, Tsunade remained troubled. As they approached a crossroads, Naruto sensed a change in the air. Hold on a moment, he said, sniffing the air. Though his senses were less developed than Kiba's, the Kyuubi's influence had heightened his olfactory acuity. He detected the presence of Konoha ninjas arriving at the crossroads. I believe Konoha has caught on to our plan, Naruto stated. Neji, utilizing his Byakugan, confirmed the presence of 11 enemy ninjas at the junction. Naruto's assessment is correct, we cannot proceed to the Fire Daimyo's location, Neji affirmed. Naruto immediately chose an alternate route leading to the Lightning Country. Observing Naruto's decision, Tsunade agreed it was the best course of action given the circumstances. Alright, everyone, let's follow Naruto's route, she directed. The team complied, diverging from their original path. 20 minutes later, the Konoha ninjas consulted their map. The Fire Daimyo's residence is this way, one of them noted as they continued in the intended direction. Having veered away, Naruto and his team could now relax, having successfully avoided unnecessary conflict with Konoha. As they approached a nearby town, Tsunade noticed Naruto still clutching his chest in pain, though he tried to conceal his discomfort. He was determined not to burden anyone, especially Tsunade. When Tsunade approached him and placed a hand on his shoulder, he shrugged her off, surprising her. Naruto looked back and said, I'm fine. Let's move on, before rejoining Hinata and the others. The conversation among the group was lively, focusing on recent events. Tsunade, however, was puzzled by Naruto's behavior. His actions seemed inconsistent with his usual demeanor. Why does it feel like he's avoiding me? She wondered, observing Naruto's interactions with Hinata. She felt a pang in her heart seeing Naruto's smile now directed at Hinata rather than at her. Despite the group's efforts, Tsunade struggled to understand why her initial relief seemed to be overshadowed by new concerns. This doesn't feel right, I don't know what to think anymore, she said to herself as everyone arrived at the town. Tsunade turned to the group as they stopped in the middle of the streets. Alright everyone, we will stop here for today and continue our travels tomorrow. We will meet up at 8 o'clock p.m. for dinner at a restaurant, she said as everyone gave a nod of understanding and scattered. Naruto walked alone as he looked around the town. He saw a few weapon shops and some bars. It was just a run-of-the-mill kind of town. As Naruto came into a restaurant to get something to drink, he clutched his heart that still had him in pain. Why is this pain in my chest so intense? He wondered silently as he received his drink. He lifted the glass to his lips, savoring its sweetness. As he continued drinking, his heart gradually settled, and he sighed with relief after finishing his beverage. He remained at the table, reflecting on his troubling day, eventually resting his head on the surface. I really despise today, he muttered. After about 20 minutes of contemplation, Naruto checked the time and realized it was nearly time for dinner with the others at the restaurant Tsunade had mentioned. He lifted his head and left the bar, heading towards the designated dining area. Upon arrival, he saw everyone seated at 3 separate tables. A seat was reserved for him next to Shizune, while Jiraiya was seated next to Tsunade. Naruto grumbled slightly, not eager to deal with Tsunade at the moment, but had no choice. He took his place next to Shizune and greeted the group briefly. Now that you're both here, let me explain, Jiraiya began, addressing Naruto and then Tsunade. It appears that Konoha now seeks both of your deaths. It seems that reaching the Fire Daimyo involves facing significant resistance from Konoha. He took a sip of his drink as he spoke. Tsunade rubbed her temples, glancing at Naruto, who seemed indifferent to Jiraiya's report. She was troubled by his distant demeanor and wondered about the change in him. Tsunade was puzzled by Naruto's behavior. He used to be more engaging with others, but now he seemed so distant with her. What could be causing this? Why is he avoiding me? She mused as Jiraiya concluded his report. Though she was attentive, her focus remained on Naruto. Meanwhile, Naruto and Shizune engaged in a pleasant conversation while Jiraiya, with a perverted grin, inched closer to Tsunade. Naruto's frustration grew as he noticed Jiraiya's hand moving toward her chest. Unable to contain his anger, Naruto threw a kunai between them. The kunai embedded itself in the couch, startling Tsunade and causing her to move away. Jiraiya, enraged, shouted at Naruto, "Why did you interrupt me, you brat?" His outburst drew the attention of nearby Jinan. Maybe if you stopped being a pervert for once, you might actually accomplish something, Naruto retorted. The crowd watched in confusion as Tsunade attempted to calm Naruto. Naruto, just ignore him, everyone knows he's a pervert, she said with a smile, but her words only fueled Naruto's anger. Well, I don't see you resisting him at all, Ba-chan, Naruto shot back. Tsunade looked at him, confused. What's wrong with you, Naruto? She asked, struggling to understand. Frustrated, Naruto stood up and left the table. Forget it, let him do whatever he wants, Naruto said, storming out. Jiraiya took a seat on the couch, while Tsunade quickly followed Naruto. An awkward silence fell between Shizune and Jiraiya as they continued their meals. The Rookie 9 considered leaving after them but stayed when Shizune signaled them to remain seated. On a hill overlooking the town, Naruto sat at the edge, his thoughts consumed by frustration. Damn it, Tsunade, why do you let this happen? He thought, feeling a sharp pain in his heart. Why is everything so difficult with you? He shouted into the night. As he calmed down, he heard a rustling behind him and turned to see Tsunade approaching. His face flushed, and he attempted to leave, but she grasped his arm firmly. Naruto, what's wrong? Tsunade asked, trying to engage him. Unable to meet her gaze, Naruto struggled with the emotional pain her presence evoked. Nothing's wrong. Let me go, he insisted, avoiding eye contact. Tsunade was determined to understand what was troubling him. No, Naruto, I need to know what's going on in your mind, she demanded. Frustrated, Naruto broke free from her hold and faced her. You want to know what's on my mind? Fine. It's you. You're the one who keeps occupying my thoughts, he yelled, his anger pouring out. Tsunade was taken aback by his outburst. I hate all of this, my heart, your smiles, everything, Naruto continued, expressing his deep frustration. But what exactly do you hate? Tsunade asked, trying to grasp his feelings. I don't know, I just hate this, my heart hurts, it feels like it will burst and I can't control it, every time I see you this happens, he shouted. As he shouted he clenched his chest to calm his beating heart. Here is a question, how do you really feel about me, Tsunade? He asked her. Tsunade was startled at the question. She tried all her might to avoid this situation, yet it came about. Well, Naruto, I don't know, she said as she held her head down. Really, you don't know, oh my goodness, I can't believe this, he said as he let his anger out over the hill. Perhaps I don't fully understand either, but at least I wasn't trying to set you up with someone else to forget my own feelings, he said to her. Tsunade realized the truth. The distance, the behavior, the attitude, all of it stemmed from her pretense of indifference, a facade to mask her emotions. Do I mean so little to you, Tsunade, that you'd rather arrange for me to be with someone else instead of addressing our feelings? He demanded, his voice laden with frustration. But Naruto, the way, Tsunade began, but was cut off by him. I know my feelings are flawed, but why are they wrong? I don't understand. This situation pains me, you make my heart ache, he said, his words heavy with anguish. Tsunade absorbed each word, feeling the weight of his emotions. He reached his limit and decided to take a bold step. Damn it, Tsunade, I love you. Okay? He shouted, his voice echoing with desperation. Tsunade was stunned by the declaration. Naruto continued, approaching her. I can't explain why I feel this way, but I do. I love you, even though it seems irrational, he said, his voice trembling as he moved closer. Tsunade, overwhelmed and uncertain, struggled to respond. Naruto, I mean, we can't, I just don't know, Tsunade stammered, looking away. Naruto met her gaze and forced a laugh. Hey, so this is how it is, he said, walking past her. Naruto, my heart aches too, she admitted, her voice breaking. Naruto stopped and turned to see Tsunade clutching her chest, tears welling up in her eyes. I'm sorry, Naruto. I didn't want to confront these feelings. I can't see you in that way, I'm just unsure, she said, her voice faltering. Naruto, heart heavy, turned away, leaving her behind. As he walked away, Tsunade watched him, her own tears falling freely. She wanted nothing more than for Naruto to find happiness, not this pain. Desperate to make amends, Tsunade rushed to him. Naruto, at least let me heal your heart, she pleaded. Naruto, however, pushed her hand away once more. Just leave me alone, Tsunade. You seem more concerned with societal expectations than with your own feelings, he said, walking away with a heavy heart. He limped back to town, trying to escape the overwhelming pain. Tsunade sank to the ground, consumed by her sorrow. I am so sorry, Naruto. I didn't want this. I'm so sorry, she whispered, wrapping her arms around herself as she wept. Tsunade now understood the gravity of her mistake, realizing she had disregarded Naruto's emotions in her misguided attempts to shield herself. All she had done was deepen his hurt and sorrow. Naruto's confession had been met with rejection, leaving both him and Tsunade engulfed in sadness. Is this love truly destined to be impossible after all? 1 hour later, Naruto stormed back to the restaurant, his heart pounding as he tried to steady his breath. The conversation with Tsunade had been anything but pleasant, leaving him in a sour mood from start to finish. As he arrived in town, he made his way to the restaurant. I really don't want to deal with questions about earlier right now, he muttered to himself as he entered. The moment he walked in, all eyes turned towards him. He approached Shizune without acknowledging the concerned looks from his friends and mentor. Shizune, where is everyone staying? he asked, his expression serious. Shizune had numerous questions for Naruto but decided to postpone them given his current state. It's in the eastern part of town, at Hotel Shinjuku, she replied. Thanks. I'm heading to bed, he said, bowing slightly before walking away. The group watched in silence until Naruto was out of sight, their faces filled with curiosity. What do you think happened between Naruto and Tsunade? Hinata asked, breaking the silence. I'm not sure, but it must have been serious, another replied. I can't imagine what their conversation was about, another added. Maybe it had something to do with leaving the village, someone suggested. Perhaps, came the reply, but why was Naruto clutching his chest so tightly? Do you think? One of them began. I would highly doubt it, another cut in. The group speculated about the conversation between Naruto and Tsunade. After finishing their meals, they began to leave the restaurant, only to see a tearful Tsunade standing in front of it. Tsunade-sama, what's wrong? They asked as they saw her struggling to hold back tears. I've done something unforgivable to Naruto, she said, her voice trembling. Unable to speak further, she turned and headed to the hotel. The group's interest was piqued, even Shizune and Jiraiya were intrigued. They gathered to discuss their next steps, with Shizune presenting a promising plan. All right, everyone, here's what we'll do. The next day at 12 p.m. The group woke up in their respective rooms and dressed quickly. As they left the hotel, a palpable silence settled over them. They could sense the growing distance between Naruto and Tsunade, a stark contrast to their usual vibrant interactions. Neji leaned in towards the other Genin, excluding Naruto. Guys, this silence is unsettling, he said. The group agreed and turned their attention to Shizune. Shizune-san, when will we put the plan into action? They asked. Soon, everyone, soon, she assured them. After 2 hours of uncomfortable quiet, Shizune gave a nod. The group felt a renewed sense of purpose. As they approached the next town, the others hurried to catch up with Naruto. Kiba, addressing Naruto who seemed disheartened, said, Naruto, there's a new town nearby, let's go explore. Naruto attempted a smile but could only manage a faint nod. The group, eager to lift his spirits, led him through the town. Meanwhile, the girls approached Tsunade, who appeared fatigued despite everyone else having had a restful night. Ino, let's head to the town as well, we could use some new clothes, Ino suggested. Tsunade, snapping out of her reverie, agreed, and they proceeded to the nearest store. The town was rather ordinary, with typical houses and shops. The group took Naruto to various eateries, hoping to brighten his mood, but their efforts proved futile. Naruto, feeling overwhelmed, expressed his desire to be alone and walked towards their planned destination. The group, determined to cheer him up, followed. Naruto entered a shop, finding it empty, with only the hum of the air conditioning and an assortment of tools and scrolls. He pondered the shop's apparent closure despite its open sign. In another part of the town, Ino held up a shirt and asked, Tsunade-sama, what do you think of this one? Tsunade, weary, responded, it's nice. But, girls, I appreciate your efforts, but I need some space, and she walked away. The girls followed her, noticing Tsunade's distracted demeanor. As Tsunade entered a shop, she saw Naruto inside. Just as Naruto turned to leave, he discovered the door was locked. Tsunade, struggling with the door, exclaimed, not now. Naruto approached and attempted to help, but the door remained jammed. Tsunade, feeling the cold from the air conditioning, sighed, this is unfortunate. I suppose we'll have to wait for the owner. Naruto, frustrated by his predicament, muttered about the cold. Outside, Jiraiya, having sensed their predicament, used his chakra to prevent their escape, ensuring they would have to confront their issues. As time passed, the silence between Tsunade and Naruto was palpable. 2 hours into their confinement, Tsunade commented, it's getting quite cold, as she tried to warm herself. Naruto, also affected by the chill, noticed her discomfort. After some deliberation, he removed the top half of his orange jumpsuit and offered it to Tsunade. "Here, Tsunade," he said. Tsunade, touched by the gesture, accepted the jacket and wrapped it around herself. She felt warmth and a tinge of embarrassment at the unexpected kindness. Naruto, noticing her reaction, chuckled softly. "It's odd how one conversation led to this," he said, mostly to himself, but Tsunade overheard. Sighing, Tsunade decided to address the issue. "Naruto, we need to discuss what happened last night." Surprised by her statement, Naruto replied, "What is there to discuss? I confessed my feelings, you rejected me, and now we're here. That's it." Outside the shop, the group awaited the resolution of the tense standoff inside. What did he just say? Everyone stammered, struggling to process the shocking revelation. "He confessed to Tsunade-sama," Shizune exclaimed, as the group instinctively backed away from the shop. Jiraiya intervened, urging everyone to calm down so they could listen in. Inside the shop, Tsunade spoke to Naruto with a serious tone. "That's not the end, Naruto? I admitted that I didn't know how to handle these emotions. I never rejected you. Considering you tried to set me up with Hinata-chan, I'd say that's a clear rejection," Naruto replied, attempting to warm himself. "That wasn't my intention, nor was this," Tsunade said. "Then what was your intention? Were you trying to let me down gently or simply ignore me until I moved on?" Naruto questioned. It wasn't like that. Our age difference is significant. If I were much younger, I wouldn't have to deliberate so much," she explained, looking down. "So, age is your main concern?" Naruto asked. "Yes, that's a major reason. But my feelings for you are quite complicated right now," Tsunade admitted, her gaze cast downward. Naruto noticed her distress, realizing she was as conflicted as he was. He approached her gently. "Tsunade-chan," he said softly, prompting her to look up. "And Naruto-kun?" She stuttered, her gaze meeting his as he drew closer. Although she wanted to resist, something inside her made her stay as Naruto's lips touched hers. To Naruto, her lips felt unexpectedly soft and sweet. As he deepened the kiss, he felt a growing warmth throughout his body. Tsunade, initially in shock, began to understand her own feelings. She could no longer deceive herself, she had fallen in love with Naruto. The kiss stirred memories of her brother and her past lover. Before she fully gave in, Tsunade pulled away abruptly, breaking the passionate connection. With all her strength, she broke through the door and fled. As she ran, she murmured something only Naruto could hear. "I apologize, Naruto, but I simply cannot, I'm so sorry," she said, her voice heavy with regret. Naruto, still perplexed, stood up and exited the store. "Why is this so difficult?" he muttered to himself as he walked away, unaware of the onlookers who had overheard the conversation. The crowd exchanged glances, deciding it would be best to address the matter later, and went their separate ways to continue exploring the town. It was quite a day for everyone. Will Naruto be able to win Tsunade's favor, or is she beyond his reach? My dear YouTube family, that's all for now. Please subscribe to my channel for more content. Thank you. Anime Dreams.